maybe having the lawsuit will give you strength in hoping that the deaths weren't for nothing.
Those touched by the PCH tragedy are speaking out as lawsuits filed by the parents of the 4 Pepperdine students seek accountability for the still dangerous highway. We are live with the details.
Affordable housing coming to Malibu, the final decision and where the units will likely be built.
Plus, cleaning up for the next generation. Thousands pick up trash on local beaches, the strange items they found.
And the new organization rescuing and finding forever homes for local four-legged friends. News at 5 starts now.
Malibu's only live newscast. This is NewsWaves 32, live.
As we near the one-year mark of the PCH crash that took the lives of 4 Pepperdine students, the parents of the victims fight for a safer highway. Good evening, I'm Mary Elizabeth.
And I am Gabrielle Salgado. Welcome to Newswaves on this Tuesday, September 24th. The parents of the 4 girls filed a lawsuit last week calling for the state and city of Malibu to take accountability. Newswaves reporter Jenna Parcio joins us live with reaction to the lawsuit. Jenna.
Thank you, Gabrielle. After a collision last October took the lives of 4 Pepperdine seniors, their families are coming together and taking action. 4 separately filed lawsuits against the state of California, the county of Los Angeles, the city of Malibu, Caltrans, and the Coastal Commission. Alex Bahar, the attorney of one of the suits, says these families are fighting for the future.
We don't want this to ever happen again to another family, to another child, to another young adult.
The parents of the 4 girls, as well as Pepperdine senior Carlos Sola, who was injured in the crash, are arguing negligence due to the safety of Pacific Coast Highway. Since 2013, the lawsuit states that there have been 62 accidents on the shoulder where the October 17th crash occurred. These dangerous accidents have given the 0.8-mile section of PCH the nickname Dead Man's Curve.
Well, it just goes to show you how stupid we are. Everyone knows the nickname and what that area, and yet nobody did anything about it.
Michelle Shane lost his young daughter Emily to a speeding driver on PCH in Malibu in 2010. Michelle says he and his wife didn't take legal action following their loss because the risk was too great at the time.
If we lost the lawsuit to the state, then we would be responsible for their costs. Nobody wants anyone to die, but we've got to stop saying that and do something about it.
In 2015, 5 years after Emily's death, the city allocated $28 million for safety improvements on Pacific Coast Highway with 130 changes. To date, only 7 have been completed.
What that study just continues to reiterate, for decades, is just the knowledge that these state actors have had of the problems with this roadway.
The plaintiffs argue in the lawsuit that as a direct result of the unwillingness to fix and acknowledge the dangers of the highway, they suffered injury, loss of companionship, wrongful death, expenses, and financial support of those who passed.
On one side, going through the trial is going to be emotionally draining, but on the other side, maybe having the lawsuit will give you strength in hoping that the deaths weren't for nothing.
Caltrans declined to comment on the lawsuit, and the city of Malibu declined an interview but provided Newswaves with a statement of their support and condolences to the families, as well as their continued fight to see safety changes on the roadway. Attorney Alex Bahar says cases of this nature can take anywhere between 18 months and 3 years to be settled. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Jenna, for that reporting. We are learning more about the crash on PCH that took place this morning. The highway shut down around 5 this morning near the 30,100 block of PCH when a U.S. Navy police vehicle struck a pedestrian, retrieving an item from the road. The collision occurred in the southbound lanes of the highway in the area between Guernsey Avenue and Morning View near Zuma Beach. Sergeant Aarons from the LA County Sheriff Department said the pedestrian is in critical condition.
As the fight to make fight for a safer PCH continues, Governor Gavin Newsom has vetoed a bill intended to slow down drivers. The bill proposed by the city of Malibu would have made excessive speeding of over 26 miles per hour over the speed limit a 2-point violation. Mayor Doug Stewart called the veto a big disappointment at last night's city council meeting and hopes the decision does not impact the speed camera bill. In a statement from the city, Stewart said the people of Malibu and the countless Californians who travel along our roads every day deserve action to ensure their safety.
Meanwhile, the city of Malibu is still putting money and action towards making PCH safer. Last night, the city council approved the installation of a new traffic signal system. The system will detect if drivers are speeding on PCH and will adjust the traffic signals ahead to red. The council also approved an extension of the PCH emergency declaration. The extension allows the city to make improvements faster and have assistance from government entities. A settlement will bring new affordable housing to Malibu and its community. Newswaves reporter Claire Everbach is live from City Hall with details on the plan that the city was forced to accept last night. Claire?
Thank you, Mary. In April, the California Department of Housing and Community Development announced an agreement with Malibu for the development of 79 affordable housing units. The agreement, in the form of a stipulated judgment, was adopted by the City Council last night, with no real choice.
Mayor Stewart?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Under California's housing element law, all cities must update their housing plans every 8 years to meet its regional housing needs allocation. The law mandates that local governments meet housing needs across all economic levels. According to the HCD agency, Malibu must have at least 79 affordable units, with 47 of those for low and very low income households. At Monday night's meeting, City Council members were tasked with approving the decision to avoid penalty.
I do not want to incur the wrath of Sacramento.
Councilmember Bruce Silverstein says he thinks the city is being asked to agree to more than what they were initially told by HCD.
I can't describe exactly what happened in closed session, but I believe that what we're now being told we must agree to is more than we were told we would be required to agree to.
One area where the city is hoping to not have to build all new units is through accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, that can be constructed on existing properties. It is estimated that between 17 and 30 of Malibu's 79 required units could be ADUs. As for the building of the new units, the plan is to construct them on 2 empty lots off of Pacific Coast Highway near Paradise Cove. City leaders offered alternatives, like utilizing vacant office spaces as well.
We may be able to find our solutions in already existing properties, and we need to encourage developers to rethink what they're doing with those properties, especially if they can't get them rented.
As for Monday night's decision, the city risked monetary penalty if it remained non-compliant 12 months after the effective date of the stipulated judgment. Council members say they had no choice but to adopt and submit the housing plan.
We have no discretion tonight. I mean, we could say no, but if we say no, we'll be in violation of the stipulated judgment that we've entered into.
The approved housing element is valid through 2029. Live from Malibu City Hall, back to you all in the studio.
Thank you, Claire. Following the surprise sale of Point Dume Club, the City Council has agreed to explore options to protect residents. Members of the community met over the weekend to discuss their concerns about the $170 million sale. Looking to protect current residents, the council is set to discuss an ordinance and commission that will protect residents from increased taxes. Councilmember Silverstein spoke at the meeting saying that the sale of Park raises many questions.
I think that's an important reason why you need me on City Council, because I think this code needs an overhaul.
Silverstein is not the only person urging the community to vote. Members of the community also emphasize the importance of activism in the area.
Enthusiastic support for a bond measure to improve Malibu's public school campuses.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Absolutely none. Congratulations, we support.
The City Council threw unanimous support behind bond measure MM last night. In November, residents will vote for the $395 million bond proposal that will be used to fund safety upgrades, technology improvements, and new facilities for Malibu's public schools, including a new performing arts center and aquatic center at Malibu High. Supports of the bond say attendance at Malibu Public Schools is up to 10% this year.
And improvements are also coming to Bluffs Park. During a recent inspection at the Michael Landon Center at the park, workers discovered damage to the existing roof. This damage was found following multiple roof leaks last winter. Last night, the city approved a contract to remove and replace the existing roof.
As rising sea levels continue to impact Malibu, the city is asking residents to share their thoughts on climate action. The Coastal Hazard Vulnerability Assessment conducted last year found that waters could rise 2.5 feet by 2060 and 6.6 feet by 2100, increasing risks of erosion and flooding for PCH. Many narrow beaches along the Malibu coast could also disappear. Officials are urging residents to complete a survey and watch a recording of a workshop on their findings.
In an attempt to protect and beautify our environment, the City of Calabasas is partnering with Nextrex Recycling to turn trash into treasure. Calabasas High students are collecting number 2 and 4 type plastics, which include plastic shopping bags, produce bags, and shipping bags. If the city collects 1,000 pounds of plastic, Nextrex will recycle them into a bench for the high school. You can drop off those plastic bags at Calabasas High, Las Virgenes Unified School District headquarters, and the Calabasas City Hall. Fall is here and bringing fog and clouds. How long will this weather linger at the coast?
And volunteers of all ages show up to clean up local beaches. More on how California's plastic bag ban is affecting local littering.
A new safe haven for shelter pets opens its doors. How you can help give these animals a new leash on life. Okay.
Mic check. Could
Yes.
you talk into
Yes.
Is it on?
I believe so, yes. Green light the last time I checked. But I can keep talking for however long you want. Do, talking, weather things.
Okay.
Welcome back. Making a positive impact and preventing ocean pollution.
NewsWave's reporter Nora Moriarty takes us to the Santa Monica Pier, where volunteers and state leaders were hard at work this past weekend. Nora?
Armed with buckets and these devices called reacher grabbers, hundreds of people flocked to the Santa Monica Pier today to volunteer at Heal the Bay's Coastal Cleanup Day. I spoke with Senator Ben Allen and CEO of Heal the Bay, Tracy Quinn, to hear about the impact this event makes on California's ocean pollution.
Protecting the coast. For
the next generation. California Senator Ben Allen was one of hundreds who came to the Santa Monica Pier location for Heal the Bay's 35th annual Coastal Cleanup Day.
It's a wholesome, really positive form of community building and giving back.
As a senator, the issue of ocean pollution is important to him.
Near and dear to my heart, I've been working on legislation associated with cleaning up the oceans and reducing plastic waste, and those are really important, but we also need to kind of get our hands dirty.
And as a father, passing along the value of environmentalism to his son is equally as important.
It's been fun watching my son kind of, he's got his gloves on too, and he's really making a competition out of it to see how much he can find. And
the leader of Coastal Cleanup Day and CEO of Heal the Bay, Tracy Quinn, says most of what volunteers find on the sand can be easily thrown away.
We find a lot of cigarette butts, a lot of plastic caps, a lot of fast food wrappers.
People also find peculiar pieces of trash.
Chicken bones, beer cans, just some of the stuff that is no longer on the beach.
Scooters and laptops have been found in years past. This year, $68,000 in cashier's checks was retrieved from the Venice Pier cleanup site. Each year, Heal the Bay analyzes how much trash was collected and what kind of trash was most common.
Plastic bags was always in the top 3 in terms of most collected, and now they're not even in the top 10.
He credits this to California's plastic bag ban, a piece of legislation he was a part of. Quinn says plastic pollution causes a domino effect.
Oftentimes it ends up somehow in our bodies, right? Fish are eating it, we eat the fish, it's affecting our health.
But small individual lifestyle changes can make a positive impact.
One of the best things that you can do is to make sure that you are disposing of your trash properly and trying to avoid single-use plastics. We're going to find a lot of plastics on our beach today.
Senator Allen says people need to look toward the future of the coast.
Making it cleaner and nicer for the next generation.
As for the stuff that we found in our cleanup today, some pretty interesting things. We found a plastic fork in its original packaging, as well as an unidentifiable piece of plastic tubing. But as you can see, the size is pretty enormous of these pieces of trash, and they lie just beneath the surface of the sand. As for how much trash was collected today, CEO of Heal the Bay, Tracy Quinn, tells me the organization is just that much closer to reaching the 2 million pound mark of trash collected at this very event over the past 30 years. Reporting from Santa Monica, I'm Nora Moriarty for Newswaves 32. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Nora, for that reporting. Now, it's really great that not only are we raising awareness, but with these beach cleanups, they actually help the biodiversity loss that we're experiencing within our urban beaches.
Yeah. And with this cooler weather, it definitely is the perfect time to be out there cleaning up the beach with summer being officially over, and it really is feeling like it.
It really is. We were seeing some pretty crazy fog this morning. Oh my gosh, when I was driving to campus, I thought I was driving through a cloud. It's just crazy, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing some nice fall conditions coming up this week, and yeah, fall is here, fall is here. As we welcome the changing of the seasons, we can also expect a drop in temperatures. It will be a good idea to pack a coat and trade your shorts for pants, as we can expect partly sunny days with some clouds as we look to the days ahead. We started the morning in Malibu with a dense fog advisory in effect till 10 a.m., giving way to what is now a sunny day with 68 degrees as our high and 59 degrees as our low. We will have wind speeds measuring at 7 miles per hour today and gusts up to 17 miles per hour. We also see a moderate UV index today of 3 with humidity levels at 73%. Taking a look at our surrounding areas, Santa Monica is also seeing some clouds today with a high of 66 and a low of 59 degrees. Jumping over to our inland areas, we see partly sunny skies in Calabasas with a high of 88 degrees and a large decrease to a low of 57. Agora Hills and Thousand Oaks are looking at a mostly cloudy day with temperatures both peaking at 83 degrees with a low of 56 degrees. With the temperatures starting to cool, we will see a low risk of fire today. And surf conditions are also looking poor today and for the rest of the week, with waves in the 1.5-foot range and peaking at 2 feet. Taking a look at our weekly forecast, Wednesday will start us off with a high of 68 degrees, dropping to a low of 59, with clouds giving way to sun. We'll see a partly sunny day on Thursday with a high of 70 dropping to a low of 59 degrees. Friday will also see a partly sunny day with a high of 70 and a low of 59. The Saturday high will peak at 69 degrees with a drop to 58, rounding out another cloudy day, giving way to sun.
These cloudy, foggy days are really a good reminder that living on the coast is more than just sun. We have the cloud and the fog and the haze.
Yes, that's the weather.
Yeah, really good for those East Coast people here that they can actually feel their weather from back home and not be scorching in the heat.
Yes, so true, so true.
Yes. Following a declaration of an emergency blood shortage, the American Red Cross is seeking help from Malibu donors. These mobile blood drives happen consistently, and donors can also make their donations at a local blood bank any day. The high heat a few weeks ago caused donor rates to plummet by 25%. American Red Cross technician Letty Romero says donations are needed now more than ever.
And at one point, we had almost no O-negative blood.
When donors go in for a whole blood donation, Romero says that they take 1 pint of blood, which can be regenerated in 2 months. However, Romero encourages all donors to see if they are eligible for a Power Red donation, a type that could save double the people in need.
Finding animals safe and happy homes in Agora Hills. Locals gathered on Saturday to celebrate the opening of Eastwood Ranch, a new animal sanctuary. The sanctuary saves animals from high-kill shelters in Southern California and finds the furry friends their forever homes. Thanks to volunteers, the animals are cared for while they are being adopted.
I have 2 dogs at home, and so a lot of people ask me, well, if you have 2 dogs, why are you volunteering? But my dogs have a home, they have a loving family, but these dogs, they have us.
In the beginning stages, Eastwood volunteers say they need donations and more volunteers.
Classic films and up-and-coming stars show off their best work. Newswaves gives you an inside look at the Calabasas Film Festival.
And he's a big, viral superstar. Meet this larger-than-life penguin.
Caffeine and poetry, the perfect combination to bring the members of the Malibu community together. Caffeinated Verse is a poetry workshop that welcomes all members of the community. Members gather in the Malibu Library once a month to ask questions and learn from fellow poets. The event also gives an open mic opportunity for members to share.
the unruly mob and riot gear quickly rushed the stage.
Levels are welcome to come and share or just listen. This event is run by the Poet Laureate of the City of Malibu, Nathan Hassel.
The more that we interact with poetry, the more we understand our emotions, and the more that we can express ourselves clearly because we have a better understanding of the language that we're using.
Hassel encourages all aspiring poets to come participate in a workshop. The next meeting is October 19th and will feature U.S. Poet Laureate Robert Haas.
Now, for those that were unable to attend the Caffeine and Poetry event, it sounds like it was a really big weekend for entertainment here in the Calabasas, Malibu area. Viviana?
Yes, the Calabasas Commons was actually very popular this weekend with the film festival. Calabasas rolled out the red carpet for their annual film festival.
SNL has been a hit for years now, and just to see how the creator of SNL came to be, I don't know, I'm just very, very interested in watching this film and seeing what it's about.
The lights shined on films from popular studios alongside indie and student productions. People from all over Southern California filled each theater, the event, and 52 sponsors from local businesses.
We're just so thrilled that we're able to have all of Santa Monica and all of Los Angeles come out and hang out at the pier and enjoy a free evening of opera under the stars.
The Los Angeles Opera on the Beach returned for the 9th year this weekend. LA Opera partnered with Santa Monica Pier to live broadcast Puccini's Madame Butterfly. The event had free LA Opera merch, a photo op, and face painting. If you missed Madame Butterfly this past weekend, the show continues through October 13. And the unique voices of Naturally 7 filled Smothers Theater. Yes! The group uses vocal play to sound like instruments. Their theme, At the Movies, featured songs from classical films, and fan Jen Curlin says watching the show is an irreplaceable feeling.
The role of harmonies is so much more emotionally invigorating, if that's the word, than just watching them on a recording.
The group, founded in 1999 by two brothers, has captivated audiences with their compelling voices and unique singing style. Their impressive harmonies will continue to showcase around the world with their next performance in Germany this October.
Well, thank you so much, Viviana, for reporting on those stories. It truly seems like it was old Hollywood vibes in our community this past weekend.
Yeah, it was really fun, like going to these events and seeing opera and how many people love theater, and then going to the film festival and seeing how many filmmakers there are and aspiring ones too. So that was really nice to see in the community.
Thank you, Viviana. Calabasas girls tennis keeps chipping away at league play.
I'm a champion!
And Malibu Olympians put on a grand show at the Tiny Tot Olympics.
Fiore and Hoka teamed up to create an interactive running experience this weekend. The two activewear brands hosted a 5K ending at the Malibu Country Mart. Hoka provided complimentary shoes for runners to test out during the race. The event emphasized healthy running.
Specifically for the Malibu group, there's a lot of students, so it's been really fun to kind of educate younger people on the importance of recovery.
Runners were able to try out multiple recovery techniques such as percussion massage guns and compression therapy wraps. Fiore is working on creating more opportunities for Malibu runners in the near future. And there is a lot of running going around, but it might not have been at the 5K. Nina, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Of course. Calabasas High School actually, after having their best performance against Westlake in years, the girls' tennis team is eager for the rest of their season.
And every team that we faced is going to have to play their best tennis to beat us.
The match was brought to a hard-fought tiebreaker at 74-all, but ultimately Calabasas fell short. But with the high energy and competitive atmosphere during their matches, Coach Rodriguez thinks her team's future is bright. She believes this battle is only going to make her team stronger as they rally for the rest of the season and hopefully a strong playoff run. Tiny Tot Olympians are relishing in their victories. Malibu Bluffs Park was home for the Tiny Tot Olympics for the second straight year on Sunday. Participants played in a variety of games, including soccer, golf, and t-ball. Andy Jensen, a Tiny Tot Olympian parent, says his favorite part was seeing his son, Parker, have a good day.
It's all great. I think seeing him in the bounce house and how much fun he's been having playing with the other kids has been pretty great.
Dozens of participants were running around with excitement everywhere. The event started off with the Tiny Tots running around the field for a ceremonial first lap with a bubble torch. Upon completion of every event, the Tiny Tot Olympians were awarded a ribbon and got to walk across the award stage to announce their favorite activity of the day.
That bubble torch sounds a lot more interesting than the traditional flame that Olympians run with.
It was really an awesome event. I mean, Paris would have been cool to see, but I'm really glad I was at Bluffs Park on Sunday to watch the Tiny Tot Olympics.
Yeah, and maybe even one day we'll see them in the real Olympics. They're pretty passionate, yeah.
Just when you think the Tiny Tot Olympics can't get any cuter, some of the little athletes had their dogs supporting them throughout their morning of fun and games. One of those furry friends was a Pomeranian named Gucci, but he wasn't one of the current athletes' pets. Gucci is Miss California United States right-hand man. The duo cheered on the kids all morning. Miss California United States says she was a Tiny Tot Olympian when she was a kid in Malibu.
A penguin chick named Pesto has taken the internet by storm. At just 9 months old and weighing 46 pounds, Pesto is the largest penguin chick Sea Life Melbourne Aquarium has ever seen. Thanks to a daily diet of 25 fish, he's maintaining his size but will soon slim down as he matures and loses his fuzzy feathers. With over 115,000 posts under #Pesto, this TikTok star's popularity keeps growing, especially after a gender reveal confirmed he's actually a male.
That has to be the best gender reveal ever for a penguin.
Truly, and he is just so plump and fluffy. I can't wait to see how he looks when he grows up.
So adorable. That will do it for us this evening.
Have a great night.